Hi my angels and welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are all well. Today I'm going to be doing this makeup look right here. I'm going to be showing you exactly how I created this look. It is actually inspired by Mama Mitchell over on Instagram. I will leave all of his details below. You guys have to go and follow him. He is so incredibly talented. And this look, especially the insanely amazing just eyes and the color combination and just everything, is inspired by him. And please do go and follow him on Instagram because he is just incredibly talented. And yeah, today I'm going to be showing you how to create this look, and also I am going to be telling you all about the highly anticipated launch here in the UK of the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. It is finally here in the UK. You heard it right. It is finally here. It's available on Amazon. I'm going to leave all of the details below. Limited stock, I believe, to begin with. So yeah, make sure you check out the info box below. But if you guys would like to see how to get this makeup look, then please keep watching. So we are jumping straight into eyes. I'm taking my Maybelline Eraser Eye Concealer and I'm first carving out underneath my eyebrows. Mitchell does this a lot for his makeup looks, so I'm doing the same thing, and then I'm covering the whole of my eyelid with that concealer and setting it in place as a bit of a primer. Then this is the picture that I'm kind of going by. So I'm taking my electric palette and taking the shade Urban, and I'm first kind of sketching out where I want this darker kind of purple shade to be in my crease. So I'm just working in small sections and kind of referring back to a mirror and making sure that I'm kind of applying it in the right areas and I'm liking the shape of it. So I'm slowly building that color up until the level of kind of like a vibrancy that I want it. And then I'm also adding that same shade to the outer kind of portion of my eye. I'm actually blending the edges out as I go along because I just want to make sure that everything is looking really nice and seamless as I go along. There's a lot of toing and froing and blending and adding of colors in this look, so bear with me, we will get there in the end. So once I've got it to that point, I'm taking the lilac shade from this NYX palette and I'm just helping blend that outer edge out to really kind of diffuse that color and to make sure that it's really nice and like kind of blown out. Then I'm taking the darker purple shade from that same palette and I'm darkening up that crease. I'm working in the kind of like small portions and like really slowly building the color up until I'm happy with the kind of deepness going on in the crease. So as you can see, I'm like slowly building that color up. And then I am also adding this to the inner corners of my eye. And again, just blending everything out as I go along. And here I'm taking a clean, fluffy blending brush, making sure all of those edges are nice and diffused and blown out. Then taking the shade Minx, which is a beautiful navy shade, I'm further deepening up that crease. So this is all about layers. So here we're using the darkest color that I'm using for this look, and I'm really building that up into the crease, and I'm also going to be adding that onto the inner and outer portions of the eye, and this is just going to add that really nice depth for when we kind of go in and cut the crease. So I'm just adding that same shade onto the inner and outer portions of the eye before going in and blending all of those lines out. I find that blending as you go for this look is like the key. So be patient and just like keep blending and you will get there in the end. So I'm just deepening everything up before going in and cutting the crease. I just use some concealer to go ahead and kind of do my cut crease, and this is kind of like a different cut crease because it's more of a spotlight cut crease, and I do have a full video tutorial of how to do a cut crease, but I did actually figure out a new way of doing it which really helped me do my other eye, which I did off camera. So let me know if you want me to do that as a video in itself, because I would be more than happy to do that for you guys. But here I'm just making sure that it's as neat as possible. This took the longest time, but I got there in the end. Then taking the shade Bump, which is a white shade from that same palette. By the way, that palette is an Urban Decay palette, and I'm just setting that area in place. So this is exactly the same place that we applied that concealer. This is just going to set everything and it's going to make that really, really, really vibrant. Then taking that same Minx shade, we are just going to start blending the corners of the eye look, and this is just going to help everything look really nice and seamless and give it that really like 3D look. Then taking this turquoise shade, we are going to start kind of blending that really navy blue into the white. So it'll all make sense in a second, but we're adding that kind of turquoise blue first, just so that it goes from like navy to turquoise blue. And then once we've added that to the outer corners, I'm taking this really like aqua shade, and then I'm applying that to where the white and that turquoise blue met. So it's got a really nice gradient of white going into like a light blue to a medium blue to a dark like navy blue. So it adds a really, really nice gradient. And you can see I've got some eyeshadow on the darker purple bit area in the crease, but here I'm just kind of adding a little bit more shadow to that to clean it up. Next up, we are taking that same lilac shade, the really super light lilac, and making sure all of those edges are nice and blown out and looking really nice and diffused and smoky. I did my other eye off camera, and before I finished off the eyeshadow portion, I did go in with this Heavy Metals glitter liner because it looked like there was a bit of kind of glitteriness going on in the eye, and I'm just adding that exactly where that crease is, where we cut that crease, so pretty much where you can kind of see that really light white shade, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle to the eye look. And of course, waiting for that to dry before I do anything else. I'm moving on to the base and all of that. So just giving it a nice few minutes to dry. So now that the eyes are pretty much done, there's only a few bits left to do once the base is on. I am going to clean up underneath my eyes because I do have a little bit of fallout, and we don't want to mix this into our base, so I'm just cleaning all of that up. You guys honestly have no idea how much I'm loving this eye look and how long I've been wanting to recreate it for. I think Mitchell is so freaking talented. Like, every single makeup look that he does is incredible, and I'm always stalking his Instagram stories because he's just always coming up with such beautiful looks. I feel like I want to do more of his looks on this channel. Let me know what you guys think and if you guys have a favorite for me to do. Now we are going to move on to the base, and you guys have no freaking idea how excited I am to do my base, because if you follow me on Twitter, then you may have seen me tweet this, because I was like flipping out because after what seems like 2 years of having FOMO, we in the UK are finally getting the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. It is finally coming to the UK, and honest to God, when I saw this on Instagram stories, I was so excited because I actually picked up a couple of these from the States when I was out there, and I used to feel so bad using them on my channel because majority of my audience is here from the UK, and I just felt bad using this knowing that you guys would have to like literally go to America to get it. But now I don't have to do that anymore because this is available here. It's available on Amazon. I'm going to leave all of the details below. I'm going to get this onto my face and I'm going to blend it out all over using my damp beauty blender as always. What I really love about this foundation is that it's really, really lightweight. It's still really glowy, but it's got a really beautiful medium coverage, and you can build up in the areas where you do want a little bit more, but you can totally keep it as one layer if you just want like an overall and natural like glow to the skin. And this foundation, in case you're wondering, is good for normal or dry skin, and it's even perfect for the colder weather, especially what we've been having here in the UK recently. It's been pretty crazy. I really hope spring and summer is on its way because I'm definitely missing it. As you can see on my skin, it is just looking so like glowy and radiant. To me, it just feels like second skin, if you know what I mean. But obviously like a better version because it's all kind of like evened out. You can see my freckles very, very, very slightly kind of peeking through. I quite like that, especially for glowy foundations. But this is what it's looking like with like 1.5 layers. I have gone in certain areas where I do like a little bit more coverage. Also, one last thing before I forget, because I know I'll get loads of questions on this. If you're wondering what shade I wear, it is actually 205. And also, if there are any Amazon Prime addicts out there like me, I'm gonna put my hand up. I'm always ordering everything from Amazon Prime. You'll be able to get this next day delivery, which, I mean, win-win situation. So foundation is all done, and the next thing that I'm going to do is cream contour, because I feel like Mitchell does a lot of cream contouring. So I'm going to get some cream contour on the usual places that I like to contour my face, and then just blend everything out. And then just highlighting and concealing the usual areas and blending that out as well. I totally pulled out my eyeshadow like too far out. So I've kind of like rounded the edges off, and I just used like whatever concealer that was left on my beauty blender and just kind of like rounded it off just to make it look a little bit more like the way he does his eyes, like very rounded, whereas mine was kind of like elongated from the outer kind of corner. And then I did very quickly just set the areas where I concealed. Now we're going to move on to bronzing. But I'm going to take my Urban Decay Beach Bronzer and I'm going to start bronzing up the perimeters of my face. Just the usual. And he tends to go for like a really bronzed look, and I love bronzer. So I'm going to just go to town and really bronze my skin up. I forgot how much I love this bronzer. I used to use this all the time a couple summers ago. Was it last summer? I used to use it like literally all the time. I don't think I'm going to put any blush on, so I'm just going to kind of run this on my cheeks as well, just to kind of give me a little bit more colour there. Time for some highlight, and I am going to use my favourite highlight palette of the moment. It is my Kristen Leanne and Urban Decay palette. I'm just going to take my like lightest shade down to this like slightly bronzy shade and hit that on the tops of my cheeks. And this is very creamy. And you know what? Everything just sits so beautifully on top of the foundation. And I love that. It just looks all like blended and meshed into the skin. That's what I love about this foundation. A little bit on my nose. And he highlights quite a lot, so we're gonna go for that same look. There are a few more steps that I want to do on my eyes, but very, very quickly I'm going to fill my brows in. I'm going to do that off camera because you guys have seen me do that so many times. And then I'll be right back and then we can finish off the rest of the eyes. My brows are filled in and I tried to go for like a bit of a fluffy look, although my brows are like nowhere near fluffy. Now we're going to move on to finishing off the rest of the eyes. We are going to first, let me just see if he's smoked out the lower lash line. Yes. He has done a super smoky like lower lash line. So I'm going to get my L'Oreal Paris Infallible Gel Liner. And I'm going to line my upper and lower waterlines on both my eyes. And now I'm going to do my trick that's going to help us like really smoke that lower lash line out. I'm going to get that same liner and just kind of smudge that onto my lash line. Just smudge it in there. Now that we're looking a little something like this, I'm going to take the same colours that are in my crease and just kind of blend that out. So I'm going to take a really dark like purple shade. And because we've got the black already there from the eyeliner, it's just going to help smudge that colour. It literally looks like I spent ages smoking out my lower lash line, but literally 2 products and you're done. Bit of eyeshadow and a black liner is all you need. 2 more things left on the eyes, and I'm going to take this L'Oreal Glow Kit. This has basically got like loads of like holographic shades in there. There's a couple of like purpley bluey shades, so I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. So I'm going to mix 2 shades together. I'm going to mix this shade and this shade because this has got like a purpley pinky tinge and this has got a bluey tinge. So I'm just going to mix both of those colours and then apply that to the inner portion of my eyes. And I've kind of just created like my custom little highlight shade. I don't actually think the eyebrow bone was highlighted, but we're going to do it anyways. I'm going to take the middle shade right here from that Kristen Leanne palette. And I'm just going to go ahead and just really brighten that area up. When I first carved my eyebrows out before like doing any other makeup, I was like, oh my god, what if this is a massive disaster? But I actually really like the way that the eyebrows and the whole like eyes worked out in the end. I feel like I could just like really play around with the colour. I might do that more often, especially when I'm doing like more like extravagant looks like this. We are almost done with the eyes. I'm just going to very quickly pop some mascara on. I'm going to use my False Lash Sculpt, and then I'm going to put on like a really big glamorous set of lashes to match the eyeshadow. My mascara and lashes are on, and now it's time to do lips. Because the eyes are super dramatic, I'm going to use number 7, which is the YSL Tatouage Liquid Lip. I'm going to pop this on. It's a very nice like nudie shade. I am loving this lip with this eye. I thought it would be a bit too like pinky nudie kind of, but I actually think it goes really, really nicely. But the last thing to do now is to set all of this in place. And I'm just going to put a little bit of my all-nighter all over. And that, you guys, is the end of this tutorial. I love the way that this makeup turned out. Massive thank you to Mitchell for the inspiration on this look. I am so obsessed. I cannot wait to do more of his looks here on my channel. If you would like to get your hands on the where is it? The L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. Then you guys know what to do. All the details and links and everything you need to know will be in the info box below. So please don't forget to check that out. I hope you guys are as happy as I am about this launching here. It's about time and I'm so glad that it is here. But yeah, this is the end of this tutorial. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And let me know what videos you would like to see next here on my channel. I am going to be doing some beauty favorites because there have been a lot of things that I've been loving recently, so that'll be going up soon. And yeah, I guess that is all for now. Please also don't forget to subscribe because we are almost at 2 million subscribers. Can you believe that? Like, that is just so crazy. But yeah, I'd just like to say another thank you to all of you for watching and if you made it this far till the end. But that's all for me. I don't think I'm forgetting everything. All of my makeup, everything will be down in the info box below. So yeah, I think that's everything and I will see you guys hopefully in my next video. Bye!